What's good, y'all? Just for Kicks 212 here, and I'm here with another story time with Uncle Just. Pretty much, if you guys never seen a story video by me, this shit's a stupid long, no homo. And I hope you guys are ready to hear a story and don't get all, I don't know, zoned out. But this story takes place in the most gangsters of places in the world. It's Chicago, Chi-Raq, whatever you want to call it. Most gangster place in the world, hands down. You ain't got an argument for me. A year and a half ago, me, Zaya X, Jen Twice, Penny Kenny, Illis Kicks, aka Danny, we all went to Chicago. Mind you, this is the first time Zaya X went to go meet Showgirl Katie in Chicago, where she originally lived. So Jen was like, yo, I'm cool with you. So Jen bought a ticket. So Zaya told me, like, yo, you should come too. And I was like, all right, cool. I bought a ticket, bam. Kenny bought a ticket and Danny bought a ticket. So it was all of us. So we're gonna go to group, we're gonna have fun. Zaya's gonna be the shorty, whatever. Everybody's gonna be happy, fun, enjoy the time. A lot of shit, I'm just gonna say this, a lot of shit went wrong. A whole lot of shit. More shit went wrong than shit went right, for whatever reason. That's not the story. I'm just gonna give you these facts right now. We all were supposed to go together and leave together. So we all in different parts of Florida. So me and Zaya Vic are in Orlando, Florida. Kenny is in Tampa, Florida, and Jen and Danny are in Miami, Florida. So everybody's flying from their own airports to meet at one airport, which was the international airport over in Chicago, which I think is, I want to say it's O'Hara, and then Midway is the other airport, or maybe I got it mixed up. But we were supposed to fly to the international airport. For whatever reason, we got there. Me, Kenny, and Zaya all at the same airport. Bam, what up? Was good. All right, where's Jen and where's Danny? Come to find out, they were at the other airport Thursday. We got there on a Thursday. And so we're like, damn, what the fuck, you know, why y'all did that? And they're like, it was cheap or whatever, and we didn't know until the last minute. So whatever, we're supposed to leave on Monday. So we're there Thursday, we're supposed to leave Monday. So whatever the case happens, come to find out later in the day, them niggas' ticket is scheduled for Sunday. So Danny, Jen, and Kenny, because Kenny didn't know, is all leaving on Sunday, while me and Zaya's ticket is till Monday. Nigga, like, Chi-Town is like, I don't know, y'all niggas is just too tough over there. Like, as soon as we pulled out, it's like a ghetto neighborhood, and like, you just see crackheads running around and shit. Like, I'm from New York, like, it's hard to surprise me, but as soon as you leave the airport, for real, like, it was like fucked up bums and shit, and like, there's like so much traffic and shit. I'm like, fuck, Chicago, instantly. Anyway, I'm skipping everything. I'm getting straight to the point of the story. Sunday comes, the day these niggas supposed to leave. Mad shit went wrong. Mad shit, to the point that I was upset. Like, I was upset that I was going to sleep early, and I wasn't fucking with niggas really. Like, if we was going somewhere, we going somewhere, but I wasn't like doing nothing else. Like, so like literally Sunday, we still haven't done shit, and I'm feeling some kind of way, and I'm like, yo, these niggas still haven't woke up. It's 8 in the fucking morning. I woke up at 7. I was like, but by 8, I was like, it's 8 in the morning. Niggas still ain't get up. These niggas leave at like 5 p.m. These niggas ain't gonna do nothing but waste time today. I'm not gonna waste time. So I took a shower, got dressed, and I went outside, and I was gonna go downtown. So I was like, I'm going downtown. Mind you, I don't know shit about Chicago. I do not know how to get around or nothing. All I had was my phone and Google Maps. And I was like, this Google Maps is gonna take me to this fucking subway. All right, let me just point one thing out. In Chicago, they have these things on the corners of bad neighborhoods. If you're in a bad neighborhood, this is how you know you're in a bad neighborhood in Chicago. On the corners, on the lamp posts or the light posts, whatever you want to call them shits, they have these big metal bulletproof boxes, right? And they have bulletproof box with a bulletproof camera. And what it does is, if someone makes a noise or like screams for help or like a gunshot, which it usually is for, like let's say you shoot a gun in Chicago, the bulletproof camera turns in the direction of the sound just to see who did it or whatever. That's their way of preventing crime somehow, whatever reason. Just catch a nigga in the act so they have evidence of it later. So if you're in a neighborhood that has one of those boxes, you're in a bad fucking neighborhood. We just so happen to be in this badass neighborhood. We're staying at Sneaker Diva's house, which is Maria. You can follow her on Instagram and Twitter. And she lives in Little Village in a Spanish neighborhood, mind you, that I didn't think was that bad at all. But all I knew was mad Spanish niggas, like mad Spanish, Ecuadorians, Mexicans, shit like that over there. So I was like, I should be alright. I'm Spanish, you know what I mean? Like, niggas won't, you know how you're in another nigga hood and niggas know you're not from there? Like, it already looked bad enough that I wasn't dressed like them niggas over there. Cause New York, like, different places dress different. So like, it was just, I looked out of the scene or whatever. But So I was like, you know, fuck it, I'm Spanish, I'm straight. I walked to the train, I got to the train through Google Maps, and it's just like New York. You get on the train, you look at the map, all right, it's gonna take me here, cool. Went downtown, I walked all around, I took pictures and shit, I was happy. I was like, I'm finally doing something. And even though it was by myself, I was like, fuck it. So I even went up to, I got up to Leaders. Leaders 123, I think it's called, Leaders, whatever. Anyway, I got in there and I was checking it out, and then Zaya hits me up like, yo, where you at? And I'm like, yo, I'm downtown. He's like, yo, how the fuck you got downtown, nigga? And I'm like, yo, I was sick of all that shit. Y'all niggas ain't doing nothing. It's like fucking 12 p.m. Y'all niggas still in the crib. And he's like, word. Me and Katie about to go down there and pick you up, and we go check out shops while these niggas sleep. And I was like, all right, cool. While we on the phone, I was like, yo, but these niggas, you're gonna dip, and these niggas gonna wake up. They're gonna want to come chill then. He's like, nah, they still sleep. Anyway, he comes down. He gets to me by like at least 1 or something like that, or 12:45 or some shit like that. So him and Katie in the whip, and they go in the Leaders. We all looking at the Leaders and shit like, we good, right? So we walk out. As soon as we walk out, we're about to go walk to some other shop that just opened, because it's Sunday, and Chicago shit opens at like 12 noon, if it does open. Chicago's not like it's a city, but it's not like a real city to me. Like, people aren't walking around all happily and shit like that like in New York. It's like dead, whatever, for whatever reason. Anyway, so as soon as we get out the shop, literally, they gets a call like, yo, what are y'all doing? Where y'all at? And we're like, yo, we're downtown. And they're like, then this is Jen, Danny, and Kenny. They're like, yo, come get us, because we want to do that too. And nigga, I got tight, like, nigga, we should have been did this, because y'all niggas got to leave at 5. Like, they got to hit the airport. They got to be at the airport at 5 for their flights. So we're like, all right, fuck it, we're going to pick them up. There was another sneaker show we were supposed to go out there, but it was already too late to go hit that shit up. And we were like, all right, fuck it, we'll pick them up and we'll check out some sneaker spots. So nigga, we drive all the way back. Now this is where it gets crazy. The whole front part, probably, y'all probably like, this nigga talking too much. And we driving back, and again, they have these bulletproof boxes, and in my head, I'm like, all right, we good, you know, it's Spanish niggas, whatever. And I didn't notice anything crazy about the neighborhood until we got back. So we pull up literally in front of her building, and we're in front of a pump. You know, the shits that pump water, you know, firefighter pump, you know what a pump is. And Zaya was driving, I'm in the passenger side. Mind you, I'm literally like this in the car. I'm like just chilling in the car like this. And he pulls up, he's like, yo, let me try to get a parking spot instead of just waiting here so we can all go upstairs. I'm like, nah, I'm aggravated. I'm like, nah, just go upstairs, go grab these niggas, tell them to hurry up, come on, we got to do some things. And he's like, all right. He's like, matter of fact, let me just call him. I was like, all right, cool. So he calls them, and they're like, yo, come upstairs. We haven't even took showers yet. So nigga, I got even more upset. Like, for real, nigga, you're wasting time. How y'all niggas ain't take showers? You came all the way from downtown. Y'all niggas ain't take no showers? I'm like, yo, hurry up, go upstairs and make sure they take these showers. So Vic is like, all right, cool. So Katie gets out the car, she's in the back seat, and she gets out the car, and he gets out, and I'm like, yo, just leave it right here, double park, whatever. So mind you, on the corner across the street, it's a one-lane street. And I'm like right towards the corner on a pump, and the building is like right behind me over there diagonally. So they're walking to the thing, and I'm looking around, and I've never noticed this before when I walked out this morning, is they have a bunch of upside down crowns with X's on them, like spray painted all over, and like fire like shit, and like all kinds of X's and gang signs and shit. And like, when you from the hood, you know this is like gang territory at this point. Like, I didn't realize that earlier. So I'm like, fuck, we in some kind of gang territory. And on the corner, there's like these Mexican niggas, like a bunch of Mexican niggas, like Ecuadorians, all this weird shit, like Guatemalans or some shit. And they all standing there. I'm like, oh, that's the gang. And I'm like, all right, fuck, cool. I'm not doing nothing crazy. I'm not flagging nothing. Mind you, I was wearing a blue Yankee fitted, like a regular Yankee fitted, a Nike t-shirt with the American flag on it. It said Nike Air, some blue jeans, and some the BB Shocks Olympic joints. And like with my hat like this, chilling in the car. So I see him, and I'm like, all right, cool. They see Zaya leave the car, and he's walking to the building, and then Katie's walking to the building with him, and they're over there trying to buzz in, but they can't get in yet because Maria hasn't opened the door. So I guess, like, you know how you in another nigga hood, and like niggas will send niggas to see who the fuck is in the whip. Like in my hood, the way shit is, when niggas like walk up, it's because they trying to see who the fuck you are. So whatever, they call this little nigga, they have like a little Mexican nigga, and they're like, yo. I guess they just like, yo, and I guess they just pointed this way. So I'm like, they're sending up someone over here, check out who's in the whip. I understand what y'all doing. Cool. So little nigga Starts walking across the street. He's young. He's like maybe like 14 years old. You know how them Spanish niggas who look like their facial hair is just starting to grow and shit? He had to be like maybe 14 years old. He wasn't big. He was short. He was like maybe like 5'5", 5'4", some shit like that. And he's, mind you, in Chicago, I don't know what it is, but they got the super38 niggas where they're super tight with their jeans and shit, and then you got the niggas who were stuck back in 2004 with the fucking 6X tees and 38, 40 jeans or some shit like that, you know what I mean? So these Mexican niggas are like that. So he's walking across the street and I'm looking at him like, alright, he's just gonna check and then he's gonna go back to his OGs and tell him there's some nigga in the car or whatever. So he's walking mad slow and he's staring at me in my eyes and I'm like, alright, this little tough nigga, fuck, whatever. I'm like, alright, I understand. And he's walking and he's just walking, creeping. And he walks in front of the car and Zaya and I'm not even paying attention to what the fuck is going on because they trying to get in. And I look over to the gang and they just, all of them, it's like I said, it's like 15 of the niggas, 20 of the niggas on the corner just staring at what he's doing. So I'm like, alright, some initiation shit, this nigga just, whatever. He comes to the side door, I'm thinking he's gonna circle the car. This little nigga opens my passenger side door. Instantly, out of just shock, like, I just looked at the door and I slammed it back shut. So now I'm staring out the window at the guy and he starts fucking going off, yelling. And mind you, I don't even know what the fuck this nigga's saying because I don't know, he had like a Mexican accent or some stupid shit like that. And he's just going crazy at the window. He's not even attempting to open the door. I haven't locked the door. I just closed it back instantly. So he's just screaming and I look over and these niggas still straight faced, just staring at what he's doing. And I look back over to see Vic and Vic is just staring, Zaya is just staring with Katie and they're like confused, like what the fuck is going on? And I look back at the kid and he's still yelling. Like in my head, I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga yelling about? So like in my head, like I get a little upset, but I'm like, I'm still confused. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I open the door back up and he just stops yelling and he just looks. He looks at me like straight dead in my eyes. And then you see him, he like up and downs me. You know how niggas just looks at you up and down? And I guess he saw like, I wasn't dressed like a nigga from Chicago, I guess you would say. And he just looked at me and he was like, you can't be wearing your fucking hat out here like that. And then he was just saying, and that's all I understood out of anything he said. So in my head, I'm like, you can't wear your hat out there. Like, and in my head, I'm like, am I wearing a color I'm not supposed to? Like navy blue? And then I was like, no, you idiot, you're wearing it to the left side. So in gangs, like Bloods right, Crips left, kind of shit like that. Like there's like, whatever reason, it is like that. So I have my hat to the left side. So I guess the gang that on that side is the right side. So if I wore my hat like that, they would have thought I was like a homie or some shit, you know what I mean? Like I was fam or whatever the situation is. And I looked at them and it computed like, oh shit. I literally was like, yo. I went like I said, yo, my fault, I apologize. And then I went like that. And like you just see him, he's just looking at me. And like in my head, I'm like, this little ass 14, 15-year-old, if I would have got out the car and smacked the shit out of him, I would have been wrong for it. But mind you, in my head, it was like, I could either get upset, like how I felt inside a little bit, and like fight this nigga, like punch this nigga in the face instantly, right? And let's just say I just did that, right? Bam, let's say I hit him, knocked him out. Two things could have happened. Either them niggas all could have ran over and jumped me, and mind you, I'm pretty sure Zaya would have came and tried to help, and we both would have got our asses fucked up and probably robbed and all this extra shit. Or them niggas could have just pulled out guns and started blasting, which is more realistic in my mind what would have happened. So with that being said, again, I took the hat off, I looked at him, I was like, yo, my fault, and I just looked at him, and he just stared at me, and he just like nodded, like he just looked at me and just nodded. Mind you, again, in my head, like, it's screaming, like, in normal instant, like, I probably would have been, I would have been very aggressive in that situation. Another scenario that could have happened is, I could have hit the nigga. Let's just say I would have just, I snuffed the nigga, and the nigga had a gun. Mind you, he's wearing a fucking, like, a 4X, 5X t-shirt, so nigga, all I knew, the nigga had a gun underneath his shirt, and nigga pulled out, wrapped me right there, or he had a fucking knife, and he'd have poked me right there. I don't know what could have happened, nigga, but I'm thankful to this day, I was able to rationalize in my head, I was in a place where I shouldn't have been, doing something I shouldn't have been doing, unintentionally, and you know what I mean? I'm not from there. I gotta respect their rules, and you know what I mean? And I can't, you can't go to some other nigga's hood and try to, you know what I mean, do what you want to do in sense of in a gang territory. You know what I mean? There's rules to shit. You can't wear certain colors. You can't wear your hat to the side. Chicago, you gotta wear your shit straight or you wear shit back, and that's it. Like there's no left and right unless you part of that shit. Unless you live that life, you bout that life, nigga. So now I'm like, the fuck, and I'm still like upset inside, but I'm even more confused now because he didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Usually in a situation like that, like when you send a nigga over and he presses you like that, something's supposed to happen. So I look back at Zaya, and like he's like, my fault. He's confused as shit. Like he's just looking, but he starts to walk over, whatever. And I look back over, and you see the Mexican niggas, the whole gang just standing right there, still right there. And I don't know how I didn't realize this, but one of them Mexican niggas, while all that shit was going down, he stood in the middle of the street. Now, I don't know if you niggas know, I'm gonna tell you. Obviously, like I said, I'm on a 1-lane street that's going whatever that way. And obviously streets are laid like in crosses, you know what I mean? So we going this way and then there's a street that goes this way. So like in an X pattern, and we're on the corner. So a nigga was standing right in the middle of that, right in the street. And I want you niggas to understand what the fuck I'm saying. Like, you know how streets are, nigga? Like you see, like if this is the 1-way street, bam, and then there's a street right here, like that. You know what the fuck I mean, going that way. He was standing right in the middle of that shit. And where I'm from, when a nigga stand in the middle of the street is because he's looking down the blocks. He's looking down all the blocks to see if a cop car is coming. So honestly, in my head, if I would have popped off on that nigga, like let's say I would have punched that nigga in the face, like the fuck out of here, you little nigga, like fuck, you know what I mean? Like I would have got shot or something violent would have happened in Chicago to Just for Kicks 212, Zaya X, and Katie. So dude walked off, I'm looking, I see this nigga in the middle of the street. Zaya walks up, he finally gets to the car, he's like, yo, what happened? I'm like, nigga, I can't wear my hat. Like that. And he's looking at me, he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, nigga, like, so yeah, so that's pretty much my story. And like, I just think about it all the time. Whenever I think about that situation, I'm like, damn, that shit could have went any other way. You know what I mean? And it probably would have been terrible. The situation that happened, the scenario that happened was probably the best ending scenario for me and him and her in that situation. I'm happy I'm here to be able to tell y'all niggas this. I'd have got murked by a little 13-year-old, 14-year-old, however old he was, or his OGs. And it's just crazy, you know what I mean? I wasn't thinking wearing my hat like this. And literally, it's like when I put my hat like this, it's just one of those, like, I'm just chilling, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's no seriousness to me. And I was like, nigga, this little nigga, I smacked the shit out this nigga. And it's like, thank God I didn't pop off like that, you know what I mean? Because it would have been a whole different situation. It would have been probably me shot, Zaya shot, Katie shot, or something else, us jumped, or whatever the situation was. We wasn't coming out of that situation winning. And just moral of the story is, like, realize where you are. When you go do what you're gonna do, if you're gonna go camp for a sneaker and you're not from that area, don't act crazy. Like, think about the situation, rationalize it out in your mind, and just handle it according to that. Don't act super gangster. It doesn't matter if you're the toughest nigga in the world. If you're not from that place, doesn't matter. More than likely, nigga, you're out of your comfort zone. Pretty much, you got to take the L sometimes in life. You can't win every single time. Because if I were to try to, handle that situation the way I wanted to handle it truly, I would have took that W right there, and then as soon as I'd have got shot, it would have broke off. I'd have got 2 L's for that. You know what I mean? And that's it. It'll be game over. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter. If you have any comments about the story, leave them down in the comment box. I'll be sure to answer them. I'm pretty sure Zaya will more than likely be able to elaborate more if you asked him. Last word, Chicago super gangster. Don't fuck around over there. Wear your hat straight, not backwards. And don't be tough in other niggas' hoods. Holla at y'all later. One.